area, we've done perimeter, okay? And now this is going on to volume, okay? So basically volume is specifically for a 3D shape. So you can have any type of 3D shape. Who's used a 3D printer before? Anyone use a 3D printer? No one? Okay. You might get the chance. It could be a great investment because you can turn it into a hustle as well. You can make products. Okay, you can make different things like key tags and all sorts.
Oh my God.
So basically, a volume is, I'll simply put it, is just any repeated shape multiplied by the length of it. So what particular shape is this, Billy? This shape here, this one here.
Oh,
Yeah.
rectangular prism.
Yeah, well done, good stuff. So rectangular prism, what's the repeated shape the whole way through, Trish?
Rectangle. Oh.
The whole way through. What's the repeated shape the whole way through? Rectangle, right? You could take this rectangle here, Taylor, okay, and you can multiply by the length because this is the repeated shape. You could also take this shape here and multiply by the length. Let's take this particular shape there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go areas of this multiplied by the length. That basically is a cross section, right? That's what it's saying here. Many triangles make up this entire volume. Okay, if you get thin slices of it. So one particular formula, again, Anirudh mentioned before, is volume is equal to length times width times height. That's for a rectangular prism. Okay, one simple formula that you would be very easy to remember is just simply this one. Volume is equal to area of the repeated shape multiplied by the length. So, for example, if you wanted to take a Taylor's drink bottle, assuming that it is a cylinder the whole way through, what do we have here? There we go. Okay, so here we go. So here we got, what's the repeated, bye-bye. So, what's the repeated shape here? Over here, Justin. The whole way through, what's the shape that's being repeated? The circle. What are you going to multiply it by, Erin, to find out the volume? Take a guess. Take a guess. Yeah. What would you multiply this area by? Yeah, the length. So the length of this cylindrical shape, assuming that this thing wasn't there, right? That means that's the volume. So what's the area of this shape here, Chaitanya? Pi r squared. Why? Because that's the area of a circle. If we did what Taylor said Billy said before, which was a rectangular prism, what's the area of a rectangular prism, Lavia?
Area is that.
Yeah, what's the area of a rectangle?
Length times width.
Right, well done. And that's what Anirudh said before. So basically... No, definitely no. It's got memories. Yeah, so you got here, the area of the repeated shape. This is basically it. Area of the repeated shape. That's the repeated shape. What's the repeated shape? The rectangle. You might get something like this, for example. A trapezium the whole way through. That means you have to find out the area of a trapezium. Okay? So now let's go through this question. Like, for example, here, what's a repeated shape in this diagram here? Justin? Sorry?
Triangle.
A triangle, correct. So you don't exactly have to know the formula, half times base times height, times it by the length. You just need to know what this is. That's the area of a triangle multiplied by the length. If you know that already, what the area of a triangle is, bonus. Okay? Why is this L cubed? How did this become L cubed? Lockie?
Length times length times length.
Yeah, so what's the volume of any shape, of any 3D shape?
Area times...
Of repeated shape multiplied by the length. So what's the area of the repeated shape? What's the repeated shape here?
Length times length.
Well done, which is a square. So length times length, and you're going to multiply by length. That's why it becomes what?
Length cubed.
Yeah, L3. L to the power 3. That's why it becomes L to the power 3. So the reason why area of a rectangular prism is length times width times height, because area of the repeated shape multiplied by the length, okay, or height. Height and length is used interchangeably. Here, what's the area of the repeated shape here? Circle. What's the area of a circle? Pi r squared. What's times up by length? They use height. Okay, why did they not use L here? What's the reason? Half times base times height. Why do they use L? Yeah?
Because it's low.
Yeah, someone might also, yeah, what else? Try. Yeah, there's already a height. That's why they used L. They don't want you to get mixed up. You're nodding your head. Okay, so here, then after that, you just substitute your values in. So every single question that you do, year 11s, go with a strategy. A strategy is really, really crucial. Okay, don't just jump in to a question. So if I said, for example, we use Billy's water bottle, okay, and basically, Billy, what do you think the radius of that bottle is, the base of it? Just take a guess. You choose any radius, doesn't really matter. Sorry?
10.
10 centimeters. Let's go with 10 centimeters. A nice number there. What do you think the height could be, Alec, for Billy's bottle? Take any guess. Doesn't even have to be an actual.
3 meters.
Let's go with 3 meters. 3 meters.
It's a lot of water.
So that's 300 centimeters. Okay? So now, first step is write down the formula. You need to find out the volume of this shape. So the first step, Annie Ruth, okay? I'm going to get you guys to have a go at these questions in a bit. But right now you just need to focus. So volume is equal to area of the repeated shape times by the length. What's the repeated shape here? Elliot? Circle. Right. So what's the formula for the area of a circle? Pi r squared times by the length. Okay? You could use length or you could use height. I'm going to use length. What's the radius? Do we have a radius here? Lockie?
Yes.
Yeah, what's the information that we know?
10 is the radius.
Yep,
10
great.
centimeters.
And then the length is what? 300 centimeters. Cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab what you know and then you're going to substitute it in there. So Taylor, could you read out the substitution process? So now we're going to substitute our known values in here. So what am I going to write first? Pi. Yep, times 10 squared times what? Well done. Okay. If I wrote 3 meters, 95% of people are going to put in here 3. Why did I put 300? Assad?
300 centimeters.
Correct. Why did I put 300 and not 3? Because Annie Ruth mentioned before 3 meters. Why would I put 300?
Well, is that 10 centimeters?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So you want them to be the same unit.
Yes, well done, Assad. So you want them to be the same units. 99% of people, what they will do is they'll put in here 3. It has to be the same units. 300 centimeters, 10 centimeters. Now, you just do that on calculator. And that will be your answer. If it says 3 decimal places, 2 decimal places, 1 decimal places, and remembering to put your units. That's your strategy. Step 1, draw your diagram. Step 2, put your formula. Area of a repeated shape multiplied by length. Step 3, write down what you know. Step 4, substitute. That's literally, it's just literally copy and paste. Don't just jump in here. 95% of people would just go straight in there. Yeah? I will get it right, but if it's worth 3 marks, you won't get awarded marks. So take your time, go through it with a steadfast pace, but apply this strategy. Okay? Because it's foolproof. As long as you put your units correctly and the correct decimal places. That is basically that particular topic there, which is, yeah, and then we'll move on to volume of code next, but we'll just stop there. All right?
Is that all for today?
That's all, yeah. Yeah. Traders will be happy.